Hi, everybody. My name is Vivian Acquah, and the talk today will be about the unsafe way or the safe way of unlocking empathy. So please connect with me on LinkedIn. I will make sure to share my links as well. But I'm known as an inclusion strategist and also a cultural intelligence facilitator, helping companies, teams to remove barriers for effective collaboration and communication as well. A little disclaimer. Given that this event has the food on point, and I hope that your bellies are all full now so that I can safely talk about food. Because one of the things that I'm known for, and maybe you heard it when I was sharing my insights, I love things to marinate. It needs to prepare, it needs to be here. And also the ingredients in the back. I noticed that the board is a little bit empty, but make sure that you share some of the ingredients there because sometimes we need ingredients for other people to be able to collaborate effectively. So, on the other hand, the other disclaimer that I need to share is from time to time I will ask you to bring your phone, not to do any interneting, to do Slido because I want you to be able to participate. So the first thing that I would like to know is what is it that you would like to take away from this session? Because I'm asking and talking about empathy, but I also want to be curious about what makes you sit in this session and want to learn more about empathy. So you can use the QR code, or for those in the back, use slido.com and press in IFE 2026, and you can also reach that. So ideas, that's broad, but okay, I'll do my best. Understanding, love that word. Makes me think of the Escape song, understanding. Insight, power, great awareness, hope, yes, actions. Okay. How to work with empathy, leaning, greater awareness, empathy, power, kindness, actions, acceptance, energy, tangible strategies, how to be a better human. Okay, those are a lot of own safety, insight, understanding. But the top three is though empathy, insight, and understanding, and awareness has been added back. So many ingredients. I'll make sure to also share this with Jane and Jenny as well. I want to continue on to the following conversation because I think some of you might have noticed that in between the sessions when we were asked to stand, that sometimes you can see me sitting. Even now, I'm sitting, right? And you may wonder, why is she sitting? Because I've seen her walking. I've seen her walking around. Well, there's something about that, and that has to do with the following. In the Netherlands, there is this bike company, which I'm not going to name, but they are famous for their blue tires. They are rent-a-bikes, e-bikes. And I wanted to try out this particular bike because I wasn't sure to invest in an electronic bike because it's about like 3,000, 4,000 euros, and which is quite a big investment. It's almost buying a car. And I wanted to test this out. Know that the Netherlands is known for cycling. So I've been cycling, let's say, my whole life. And to demystify my age, I'm turning 46 this year. So yes. So I know how to cycle. It's not my first round of cycling. But 3 years ago, something really impactful happened. I lost my balance while not even speeding on the e-bike, and the heavy part of the bike landed on my ankle. Another thing that I have to demystify besides my age is I am neurodivergent, I'm dyslexic, and I have a suspicion of ADHD. So I value structure. I value knowing my IKEA manual is sometimes changing a little bit because I'm becoming older, but flipping the switch on how life will be after the injury. Yes, this is the image of me taking, me breaking my fall, and the floor for me was literally lava. How come 43 years old and I, Vivian Acquah, am laying on the floor. I'm not going skiing. I'm not bungee jumping. I'm not doing anything where you may think like you asked for that. But yet I'm here. And I have to adapt to this new way of living. New way of living of me going into this whole doom loop of my life is over. It's the end of my career as a freelancer. Because speaking, sometimes it demands you to walk around, to connect with the people. How do you do that if you're limited? Limited in your movement. I mean, I can still share my story, but sometimes I miss the engagement of just walking around and connecting with people, looking them in the eye, making things a little bit more comfortable or uncomfortable. But I also realize I need to hold space for myself and have empathy for myself. So I'll be doing a mix of that. This is my new mantra. I'm bent, but not broken. I'm not Iron Man. I'm not being held at any airports or whatever, but I do have 16 unidentifiable thingies in my ankle that are holding me up, keeping me whole. Which is new, which is weird. Even after 3 years, it's weird. It's weird even traveling here and needing assistance, but it's a long road, but I've learned to ask for more help because I need it. And then on the other hand, given the fact that if you have never met me and know about my story, you would assume like, why is this woman in a wheelchair? Why is she sitting? Why is she not engaging? Why isn't she not participating? I mean, my heart is there. The will is there. The intention is there. But I simply can't. I have to also spread out my energy because this event is amazing. But it also causes a paradox for me because at the end of the day, my social battery, and I have to travel to the Netherlands. So I have to be careful and mindful with my energy as well. And on the other hand, I also want you to think about there's so much more to us than what you see. So I'm going to share a little video which shows the challenges of being a person who might identify as a person with a disability or with an invisible disability.
Werken niet. Oudere heer met een rolstoel die gewoon verplicht wordt om de trap af te gaan. Mensen die hem helpen, stuntelend gedrag, ja, kansloos. Vindt u het vervelend?
Ja.
Gebeurt dat ook vaker?
Heel vaak. Ik ben de tel al kwijt. Ik weet niet hoe lang dat al aan de gang is.
Reizigers die gebruik willen maken van een lift naar de metro worden doorverwezen naar station Strandvliet op bijna een kwartier loopafstand. En zit je al in de metro en wil je eruit bij Belme Arena, dan moet je blijven zitten tot de halte Holendrecht en vanaf daar de bus pakken. Of doorreizen naar Diemen Zuid en overstappen op een bus. Alles behalve ideaal dus.
Heel vervelend.
So I've never tried the escalator with crutches, so that's going to be first. So I have to go to the stairs.
Wanneer de lift gekeurd wordt is nog niet bekend. GVB laat weten er alles aan te doen om hem deze week weer in gebruik te laten nemen.
You may think that Europe, and I see Europe as also including England, right? A little pun intended, but you may think that Europe is accessible, given that we spend so much time thinking and talking about accessibility, but until you have walked a mile in somebody else's shoes, you realize that there are little things that hinder, and these little things can cause those who need more help, need more support with the elevator or with the escalator, and when it's not working, it can deplete us. It can do a lot of us regarding that. So during your facilitation, also be mindful. Can everybody stand in the room? Or are there other ways also to engage with people if a disability isn't always visible for everybody? Another question that I would like to ask you, and if you're not working or if you're a freelancer, think of your previous workplace or the engagement that you had with a client. Was that particular space, was it accessible? I also want to share something, and it has to do with new buildings being launched. Company comes to a new building, and sometimes it feels like you need to be a weightlifter to open the door. There are no buttons to open it or to automatically open it. These can all be barriers for people to even access the space. And if there are no elevators working, the first 2 years, I'm not coming. I'm not coming. So there are essential questions that I ask or ask the location space holder to learn more about the space, but also know how much, how many stairs are there so that I know how to calculate my energy. Because otherwise, if I don't, and I land in a space where I didn't do that, I can activate lava. And the floor can be lava because it can ruin your whole day as a neurospicy person. So I see a lot of people, well, 32% of the people said agree, but there is also 28% that disagrees. So I hope that after my talk, you'll take away what not to do when it comes to activating empathy, because this is the unsafe way of activating empathy. And there's more to me that meets the eye. There's more to you that meets the eye. Because oftentimes you see only what you can see, like a tall person, Black woman, but what you can see is I'm neurodivergent. What you can see is I have Ghanaian roots. What you can't see is I'm a mom. What you can't see, there are so many things to me that you can see. And sometimes I love the quote from Transformers, there's more to us than meets the eye. I'm a Transformers nerd, so I love it. What characteristics do you associate with empathy? What's your definition of empathy? What is empathy to you? You might be thinking, but we are here to learn more about empathy, and you're asking us to share what empathy is? I'm curious. What is empathy? Listening, active listening, kind, putting yourself in other shoes, be curious, hearing, curiosity, thoughtful, compassion, kindness. True empathy is hard. I definitely agree. In your shoes, shared experience, thoughtful, being mindful of the unseen and more. Yes, it's all of this. Deep connection to someone's feeling at the time, being mindful, being considerate. Yeah, all of this is true. And sometimes people confuse empathy with sympathy. And I'll place it back on me, given that I've shared my personal story, open up my vulnerability. So sympathy is, I feel so sorry for you that you had this accident and you go on with your day. Whilst empathy is, don't know how it is to walk a mile in your shoes, but I do understand. Can I help you? Can I support you with a chair? What do you need from me? How can I support you to make the most of this day? But how many times do we apply that? Because with what I'm seeing on television and also in the media and so many other things where people feel inspired from, I'm seeing an empathy deficit, a huge empathy deficit, where we're only thinking about me, and not about effective collaboration is about us. That doesn't mean that I have to like you to be able to collaborate with you, but I can meet you in the middle. I can connect with you. And empathy deficit leads to burnout. Me being snappy or you being snappy, or the lack of flexibility. Remember the time when we were forced to work from home There were so many people, so many neurodivergent or neurospicy people that were thriving because I heard one of the speakers talk previously before about the open office. Open office is a hell for me. I'm just going to say it. It's a hell. Colleagues having a noise canceling headphone, but yet holding up a meeting in an open office with everybody, with them talking. I'm just like, make it make sense. Because you're hijacking my creativity. You're hijacking my focus. You're hijacking my peace. And on the other hand, it causes me not to work at my best ability and also other people their best ability, but also it causes me to be snappy. That's not what you need. I have my moments and I'm human. Even though I'm an inclusion strategist, doesn't mean that I'm not human. I'm human, I have those moments. Empathy plays a pivotal role when it comes to connecting with people, when it comes to creating that space where you want to bring out the best of people, but yet it's forgotten. And I'll share some stats. So this is from the Gallup State of the Workplace, and it's about how many people are quiet quitting. Many people in the workplace sit in silence and come to the workplace like, I'm here for my bread, I'm not gonna engage, I'm not gonna connect, and that's it. But you're not tapping into your best self. With facilitation, you all have a unique way to activate that particular self. Because so far, I've been loving every section and I've been soaking up everything from the fellow speakers that are here and adding in some elements that I can add into my own recipe of facilitation. This is the space that I needed in the workplace, but yet it's not there. And then on the other hand, also know that empathy has a huge impact on people. If you're working or in a space collaborating with a senior leader or a leader that does not have empathy or a lack of empathy or has a lower empathy, creativity goes down, innovation goes down, engagement goes down. If you don't believe me, believe the facts. So what can we do? Oh, I brought little someone with me. That's my son, Orlando. And while you are on this road to train your empathy muscles, think about the following. You will make a mistake. You will step on somebody's toes. The most important thing is, what do you do after that? Orlando has something to say.
Kan jij iets vertellen over de groeimindset?
Mindset is dat je doorzet. En de vaste mindset is dat je niet goed doorzet.
En waar heb je dit geleerd? Op school. In welke klas? En wie is jouw juffrouw? Juf Maaike. En op welke school zit je dan? Op wereldwijs. Weet je hoe trots ik op je ben?
Heel trots.
Hey. Ja, zo trots. Zet hem op. Dus voortaan de groei. Wat?
I have to give you some context. This is Orlando, 4 years old. He's now annoying. He's a teen, 12 years, but let's move that away. I was talking to my partner, Jan, and he was, not this Jan, another Jan. I was talking to him and having that conversation, and all of a sudden, Orlando says, that's a fixed mindset. I'm just, what? I'm just looking at him and I was asking, like, did you? No, I didn't. And then I started digging. I started to become curious. He learned that from school, and every year in school, they learn and upgrade the level of growth mindset versus fixed mindset. I've also found a way for him to, when he feels blocked, tap into that. Clean your room. Let's apply the growth mindset. Do that. Let's apply the growth mindset. And he uses that back at us as well. It's very helpful, but know that you will make a mistake. And every time you do that, learn from Orlando and activate your growth mindset as well. So what is the safe way to unlock empathy, right? Because don't do as I do. Don't break something of your body, because as you get older, it gets a little bit challenging for your body to heal yourself. So don't break anything. But there is another way to unlock empathy, and that is using virtual reality. I use virtual reality with real people, so no avatars, no simulations, with real people, real scenarios, for you to experience the barriers that other people experience. So if you are neurodivergent, I have a scenario for that. If you want to learn more about any other ism, whether it's sexism, discrimination, racism, any other ism, I have a scenario for that. And in a safe space, we help predominantly leaders, we help them see that their lived experience is not per se the lived experience of their team members. And that they understand that because I did it doesn't always apply to, because I did it, you can do that. That doesn't always apply to everybody else, because some people have different barriers, different challenges, different backgrounds. So what does this do? When you put on the VR goggles, it feels like you're literally going towards the moon, where somebody may seem like it's a joy, and for some people it's exciting, and for other people they want to look at the technology. But what it does is it captivates your attention. It knows how to connect in a much faster way for me to connect in your intrinsic motivation. When it comes to talking about diversity, equity, and inclusion, especially the hard topics, it's not always easy to connect with people, their intrinsic motivation. So it diminished this whole debate of why is it important for me? Because now I found a way to connect them with their loved one. I found a way that's much more faster, much more easier, but also for people to really experience the challenges that I face, to even come to London, so that you can understand that next time when you design for outdoor spaces, that you take in mind that a person with a disability or hidden disability or not always visible disability needs other support as well. I like the fact that on the floor it says look right, look left, because I have my default mode on. In the Netherlands, we look the other way. So what does VR do? It gives you the confidence, 275% the confidence, because you have a safe space to step on somebody's toes without hurting the other person. And on the other hand, you can learn faster through VR as well. And you're more connected with the content because you have a way to connect it with your intrinsic motivation. What's in it for me? So what's in it for you? A safe space where you can train without hurting another person. A safe space for you to train to boost your psychological safety muscles without, again, hurting the other person. Because the moment that you hurt another person, it can activate distrust, disengagement, disconnection. I did not do that. This wasn't on purpose, but hey, I'll take it. I think the batteries is done. Yeah, the battery is empty. So also another thing what it does is it creates a safe space for you to work on your conflict resolution muscles, your cultural sensitivity, and also your nonverbal communication, because oftentimes we missee or misjudge what we are seeing. Maybe a person is silent, But that silence means that they are marinating. And you take it in as they are not responding to anything. And a safe way to unlock your growth mindset and also learn how to activate your inclusion muscles. Yeah. Ready to take action? I think I'm not. What's the most valuable that you learned throughout the day? About empathy. And I hope that you can activate empathy within your own small circle, because you can control your span of control, but you cannot control what's outside of your span of control. So start small. Quit hijacking my flow. I love that. Keep learning. Don't assume. Demystify. Do not assume that everybody can do what I think I can. Yes. Keep learning more that meets the eye. The importance of empathy in leadership and knock-on effect. Empathy deficit indicators. If in doubt, ask, and ask curious questions, please. Connect, growth mindset, disconnect, leadership, low empathy. Teach kids from a young age. Be like Orlando. He will love that. Quiet quitting, take the time. Orlando is wise. Don't rooting up. Now I have to tell him this. Learn more about participants and truly understand. Thank you. I would definitely love to share more. So if there is anybody who wants to connect with me, you can use that. And I'm handing the mic over to Jane. Thank you.